Let's try to understand information and data models. This is very important to understand. Means before we start to understand what is SQL or relational databases in more detail. In this session, we are going to see about the information model, what is data model, and then what are different types of data models, what are the advantage of the relational model, and difference between the entity and attribute. So this is important to understand as a basic point before we do any practical about the databases. So what is information model and what is data model? So information model is a conceptual information about different entities. That is a high level. So it is just a high level information of any of the entities which is available. So entities are nothing but object which we can say which are available in the real time world, where it gives some information about anything related to a particular thing. And a data model is at a more concrete or detailed level where it defines the relationship between the objects. So that is something which is treated as a detailed level, and it can be derived from the data information model. So that is something on a high level or conceptual thing which is available in the information model, and data model is more in a detail level where information models will be worked by the designers and implementers or actual developers who can work really on the data model things. So as more technical things we can say the data model, it can be done by the implementers. This is an example of an information model or type we can say which is hierarchical. This is an example where we can have different department like finance or the operations or IT, and we can have the director for them. In each of the department, we will have some managers related to the account or marketing, that kind of things which are available. So it is a parent-child hierarchy which is defined. So this is one type of information model which is available, and this first hierarchical database management system was released by IBM in 1968 for Apollo space program. Then comes about the relational model. So relational model is mostly used as a data model. So we can say relational model is derived from data model, where it allows for data independence and data is stored in table. So wherever we see database tables, we can see that we have the data stored in that those tables. So this is one example where you can see a library is one system where we have authors, books, borrowers, then authors list, that kind of things available, and this information can be stored in a table with its attribute, which is called as, let's say for author, we do have author ID or last name, first name, that kind of information which is stored. And this allows logical data independence. That means it is not related to anything, but yeah, it allows the data independence, physical data independence as well, and the physical storage independence. So these are some of the characteristics of the relational model. Let's try to see an entity relationship model. So this is a tool which is used to design relational databases, and the two building blocks are there for this, which is entities and attributes. Now, as an example of a library, we can say entity a book. Book is in one entity, and we can have different attributes, which is nothing but title, description, edition, year, price, pages, ISBN number. So that is something which is available, and this will be related like this. So you can say that means this book is an one entity, which is generally specified in the notation of a square or rectangle box, and all the attributes which are like title, description will be specified in the oval shape. So this is an entity relationship diagram. It's a simplified library example. We can say author as an entity here is another example where we can say, and we do have these attributes like first name, last name, email, city, country, and we can relate with that entity. So this is an example where we understand that this can be a starting point to understand the relational database. So in summary, we have understood what is information model, which is a high level conceptual information of any of the system which is available. And data model is something more detailed level or concrete level, which is derived from the information models. And then we understood entity relationship models as well, and their types as well. And we understood some of the examples of the entity like book and author to understand more about the entity and attributes. I hope you liked it.